In 2019, Marvel gave us one of the biggest blockbusters to ever release. One that was just so massive in scale because it was the culmination of all the Infinity Saga, all the Marvel films that came before. And it had such a huge crowd praising the hell out of it. And it's one of the most critically acclaimed MCU films, Avengers Endgame. Maybe if I meant to say one of, if not the most acclaimed. Well, it's either that or Black Panther, but whatever. I bring this up because without this film that I'm about to review, we wouldn't have Endgame, and that's the truth, honestly. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Stews here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I am finally going to be doing a review on The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. So, The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King is the third and final installment in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, as well as just the third installment in the Middle Earth franchise. And is directed once again by Peter Jackson, and it came out in the year 2003, and it stars Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Ian McKellen, Viggo Mortensen, Andy Serkis, Dominic Monaghan, Billy Boyd, John Noble, David Wenham, Miranda Otto, Bernard Hill, John Rhys Davies, Orlando Bloom, Hugo Weaving, Liv Tyler, Kay Blanchett, Carl Urban, Ian Holm, Sean Bean, etc. And so the film tells a story of So the film story is about as armies mass for a final battle that will decide the fate of the world, and powerful ancient forces of light and dark compete to determine the outcome. One member of the Fellowship of the Ring is revealed to be the noble heir of the throne of the Kings of Man. Yet the sole hope for triumph over evil lies with a brave hobbit, Frodo, who, accompanied by his loyal friend Sam and the hideous wretch Gollum, who turns out to be manipulated this whole time, ventures deep into the very dark heart of Mordor on a seemingly impossible quest to destroy the Rings of Power. As Frodo and Sam reach Mount Doom, a massive battle of the Roham occurs on ground in order to protect the orcs from getting into Mordor, and Frodo and to help Frodo get the opportunity to destroy the One Ring once and for all. So just a quick recap on my thoughts on the first two films. The Fellowship of the Ring. I still love the Fellowship of the Ring. It's still a perfect start to the amazing Lord of the Rings trilogy. However, with the Two Towers, yes, I still praise the Two Towers. I think Two Towers is amazing, but however, I think that on reflection, I went back to giving it a lower 5 stars. Well, slightly lower. I will say Two Towers is not as good as I made it out to be in that review. I don't think it's a film that I would probably go back and rewatch again, maybe unless if necessary, but it's still my second favorite movie of 2002. Well, it's either that or Ice. Actually, I actually would now put Lilo and Stitch over the Two Towers on reflection. So now my two favorite movies of 2002. Oh, actually, heck, I would even put the first Spider-Man movie over the Two Towers. So the Two Towers on reflection would now be my fourth favorite movie of 2002. My top three favorite movies 2002 would be obviously Spirited Away being the best of 2002, and then Lilo and Stitch coming in second, and then Spider-Man 1. Well, actually, Lilo and Stitch and Spider-Man 1 are interchangeable. I will decide on that, but I will say Spider-Man 1 would now be my favorite live-action movie of 2002. So I would now put the Two Towers at number 4. And there's a slight chance that I might even prefer prefer Desolation of Smaug over Two Towers. You'll have to wait and see in my Desolation of Smaug review if it is. Maybe even Battle of the Five Armies too. I think Two Towers is one of the weaker Middle Earth films, but still a masterpiece, don't get me wrong. Okay, but with Return of the King, this is gonna be something truly special because this is no ordinary Lord of the Rings movie. Yeah, I mean, you've heard many people say that the Lord of the Rings is the greatest trilogy of all time, and I gotta admit, I actually agree. Well, I would say Frozen is likely gonna dethrone Lord of the Rings as my favorite trilogy. But since Lord of the Rings, since Frozen now has 4 movies, I don't think I can. I don't think Frozen should be qualified as a trilogy. So I would say Lord of the Rings is still going to remain the best trilogy of all time. Yeah, this trilogy is just it's just so good, and I don't only love it just because of everyone else does. It actually does hold a special place to me. Especially as someone who considers fantasy movies as one of the greatest genres. In fact, I would say calling Lord of the Rings better than Harry Potter might kind of be a hot take because a lot of people are because a lot of people sorry, I choked in my saliva, but okay, I'm okay now. But where was I? Oh yeah, a lot of people seem to say that Harry Potter is a better franchise than Lord of the Rings, and I know some people who aren't Lord of the Rings fans who don't like Lord of the Rings. So yeah, I personally prefer Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter, but I think there is no denying about this one in particular. Even if you don't like Lord of the Rings, this film is honestly impossible to hate. Impossible to not like because Return of the King is considered by many people to be like one of the greatest movies of all time. Some even going as far as calling it their favorite movie of all time. Like some YouTubers I subscribe to whose favorite movies Return of the King is Austin Putnam and Ollie Pajak, aka Page's Perspective. So I assume Ollie might watch this video. So if he does, then shout out to him. Since this is his favorite movie, but yeah, I can totally see why it would be. And not only is it because of that, but because this movie is one of the biggest Oscar winners ever. This movie won 11 Oscars, including Best Picture. And yeah. Now, I will say that, yes, I did do a top 10 Best Picture winners list, top 10 greatest Best Picture winners list earlier this year, and this was number 1. I will admit that I did rewatch a certain Best Picture winner, and that has now not only taken this movie's throne as the greatest Best Picture winner, as my favorite Best Picture winner, but my favorite live action movie. But it is also my favorite live action movie now. Some of my close friends and Letterboxd followers would probably know this, but for the sake of who don't have Letterboxd, I will talk about this movie and let you know what that movie is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time video. Yes, on my birthday, I'm going to be doing an updated top 10 favorite movies of all time list, another one. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But anyways, going back to Return of the King. Yeah, this is one of this movie's Best Picture wins. Is one of the most triumphant moments of the Oscars. Yeah, this shows that that big blockbusters, let alone sequels, can win Best Picture. It's kind of a shame that that we've been getting some Oscar baity movies that winning Best Picture. Sure, I defend some of the Best Picture winners. Heck, that divided people. Heck, I defend Green Book. I think Green Book deserved it. I also defend Coda as well. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, going with Green Book, I wouldn't say Green Book is my favorite of the Best Picture nominee lineup. That would be Black Panther of that year. But the Green Book is a masterpiece, and I think I think the movie is vastly overhated. I'd actually like to rewatch Green Book probably for award season, as I am planning to rewatch some award movies for like when award season comes around. But anyways, with this film, but this one just proves it. Okay, Well, thankfully now the Oscars have recently given a big blockbuster the Best Picture winner with Oppenheimer. Yeah, sure, it is a biopic and a drama, which is what the Oscars favor, but it is still it is still a blockbuster regardless. But yeah, now what are my personal thoughts on Return of the King? You may ask. Yeah, holy shit, man! I think that Return of the King deserves every single ounce of praise it has ever gotten. And I would say that this is one of my favorite movies of all time as well. Yeah, this is one of my favorite movies of all time as well. Yeah, I would say yes. Return of the King is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, and I gotta be honest. Return of the King is starting to become one of my most rewatched movies ever, and for good reasons. Yeah, this truly is one of the greatest movies of all time. Yeah, and now I will admit that yes, I have rewatched this movie once back then when I started to watch Lord of the Rings for the first time, and I remember that that time when I started to rewatch Lord of the Rings for the first time, that was back in 2014 because I yeah, in preparation for the Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for Battle of the Five Armies, and I wanted to watch it, but before I could I told my mom that I wanted to watch it, my parents, but at least I have to rewatch the others, so 2014 was the year where I started to get into Middle Earth. I guess just me watching Middle Earth for the first time as a child it is just so, yeah. And fun fact, guys, I actually Fun fact, I started to rewatch. I saw Middle Earth for the first time before Harry Potter. Yeah, I first saw Harry Potter for the very first time back in 2015. The Harry Potter movies. Yes, I actually knew Harry Potter for the longest time. I actually did see. I remember seeing bits and pieces of Deathly Hallows Part 2 when I was a little kid, but it wasn't until 2015 where I saw every single Harry Potter film, and that was because of Universal Studios, so where I went to a Harry Potter ride, and my parents are telling me to watch Harry Potter, and then I did, yeah. But yeah, like what I said, I actually saw Middle Earth for the first time before Harry Potter, so I think that's why Middle Earth means a bit more to me. And yeah, obviously Return of the King is the best Middle Earth movie ever, and nothing is gonna top this. Yeah, as hyped as I am for the War for Rohirrim, it's not gonna be this one. There is no way it's ever gonna top this. I already know, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it can be at least one of the best ones. Yeah, without this film, yeah, like what I said in my intro, without this film, we wouldn't have something like the Endgame. This is probably the most epic movie ever made, just in the sense that the stakes are so high, that the scale of it all, it's just the stakes are just beyond massive, and it's gonna be hard to ever have a film like this again, because of just how epic this. Not even Endgame could match the level of scale and scope that it is. I still view this as the biggest movie ever made, in just how large the scale and the scope is. And that's actually what made this movie so rewatchable. Yes, even though I rewatched this, I saw this movie for the first time back in 2014 alongside the other Lord of the Rings movies in preparation for Battle of the Five Armies. I actually did not rewatch these movies in 6 years. Yeah, 2020 was the year where I decided to revisit this and grew my love for it. And Return of the King, yeah, I mean, when I watched this movie, yeah, just the experience of rewatching Return of the King, like that I was feeling, like, damn. Yeah, I truly felt something when I saw it for the second time in 2020. Yeah, it just feels like an experience that I'm sure you know what I mean by that. Yeah, and I even rewatched this again like not long ago in the same year, 2020, and again in 2021. So That's actually how this is so rewatchable. And hear me out, guys. And this is a 3.5 hour movie. Usually, 3.5 hour movies, 3 hour movies would not be rewatchable. But just the fact that but it's good if a 3.5 hour movie gets me to rewatch it. So how is this movie like? Just the grandest and biggest in scale movie I've ever seen, you may ask. Well, like what I said a second ago, this movie has a runtime of 3.5 hours, and 3/4 of this entire movie are entirely non-stop big battles, like non-stop action for like 2 hours straight. Yep, guys, 2 hours, like let alone 2.5. Yeah, sure. The movie does set up the battles in the first 1 hour. Like with Frodo and Frodo and Sam confronting Gollum as Gollum reveals his plan, and then Sam overhears it, and it causes like a separation between Frodo and Sam, and also we got the Pippin. Well, I'm not sure if it was Merry or Pippin, but who I'm Merry or Pippin, but probably Pippin, I assume, who was chosen to be the heir of the throne, who was chosen by that ball. He heard like Sauron got to his mind and all that, and got possessed and all that and all that stuff. Yeah, there was that, and then there was like a warning that Sauron was coming and the orcs were about to start a war. Yeah, so there was that. But Jabus, that 1 hour setup truly flew by, and when the action scenes started, like 1 hour in, it just kept on going and going and going, and I know people hate on like big battles, like people like non-stop action scenes, they want to like have time for some drama, like some breathing, but Return of the King, you can't deny that you actually just want to see these battles unfold so heavily that you just don't want them to stop. And this is why I'm a sucker for non-stop action films. Just this one. And it's actually crazy that this got a PG-13 rating, because this movie actually felt like an R-rated film. Heads get chopped off, arms get sliced off, and heck, there was even a scene where Frodo's finger gets bitten off by Gollum, and we can see like blood, like his hand that actually gets chopped off with some blood in it. And yes, there was some bloody images there. So that's actually my one minor nitpick with this. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that I actually do like how PG ratings can push the limits, because that's actually that's actually the main reason why I'm hyped for Sonic 3, because it looks like it's going to push the PG rating to its limits, and same with Return of the King. This movie just pushes. Now I will say yes, Return of the King did push the PG-13 rating a bit too far. Yeah, if I were to nitpick something, I would say that they should have either at least given this an R rating, or at least slightly be more careful when you're showing those stuff. Don't get me wrong, like what I said, I love to see like PG and PG-13 ratings push themselves to the limit, but this one is a bit too much for young viewers. So that's something. The film is not just all praiseworthy for the action and the scale and spectacle of it, because the film does make sure to have substance to it. It's not just all style, it has substance. Every single moment has meaning to it, action scenes or not. And as for the story, the story truly feels like something you'd expect for a conclusion to a perfect trilogy. There are so many cheer-worthy moments in the film, like for example, Eowyn defeating the Witch King, like when the Witch King was like, "No man can defeat me," and then Eowyn removes her helmet and she's like, I am no man. Stop. was a cheer-worthy moment, and that's probably one of the single greatest girl power moments of all time. Eowyn might just be my top 10 favorite female characters of all time, but I'll have to think about that. But yeah, that scene is why I love Eowyn. Eowyn is technically my second largest crush. Yeah, I still stand by putting Hera from Water Rohirrim as my Lord of the Rings crush. That was just something truly special. And even women haters are eating their words and that. So if you want to see like real good girl power without like whining over it, then that is something. And I think Eowyn is just truly one of the greatest heroines of all time. Mainly because she's not just some badass girl. She actually is a woman who has development. She's struggling. She actually, and even if she's a badass, there's still fear in her, and she's not like overly confident about herself, and that's just how you write a female character. No, I'm not saying that I don't like your overconfident female characters. Who are just girl powery, but I think that's Eowyn is a female character who would impress the haters. Oh, and also another scene that people should cheer at is the scene when Mount Doom gets destroyed after the ring falls into the pits of fire, and like everyone from the ground like watches the tower fall as the war ends, and then everyone's like Frodo and cheering at it. Audiences would love to cheer alongside them. But my personal favorite scene in the film would have to be the charge at the Black Gate. You know, like when Viggo Mortensen's Aragorn would lead the charge saying for Frodo, and then would run at the orcs and all the enemies, and then you hear the score dun 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 when everyone charges. Yeah, that is the charge at the Black Gate. One of the greatest moments ever in film. Like, and you know it's good if there's a scene that's better than Eowyn stabbing the Witch King. Yeah, that is something, man. Yeah, and that scene reminds me a lot about the Portal scene. In fact, that scene is the reason why we have a moment like the Portal scene. Just an epic moment of celebration. That charge in the Blackgate scene is just something. Yeah, and it's also a very rewatchable scene too. Like I rewatched that scene like a lot of times on YouTube. Yeah. Howard Shore's score in this one is one of the greatest scores ever put in the film, period. The score truly contributes to the film, of the film's, the feel of the film's massive scale, and it shows how impactful scores can to make to the audiences. They're not just some background music. And despite having a buttload of characters present, nobody felt wasted, and you just want to root for every single character. Like I said, but Eowyn is my favorite character in the film. And remember my Two Towers review when I said that I prefer Gollum in that film than Return of the King? Well, actually, I take that back because I actually prefer Gollum in this one. Because I think Return of the King is truly where Gollum is at his best. That opening scene showing Smeagol's origins was truly disturbing as fuck. Almost like a horror movie. Just seeing Smeagol kill his brother Deagle just over a ring, but the ring actually curses him. The ring actually curses him is something. And even though the Two Towers made us believe that Smeagol's actually innocent and that he's actually just a misunderstood, like not so bad character who's just haunted by Gollum, but that opening scene reveals us Smeagol's true colors to us, that he's actually no better than Gollum. That Smeagol is truly an evil bitch. A fucking evil bitch right there. Andy Serkis' performance is absolutely spot on. In fact, everyone's performances are just excellent. Like even Miranda Otto. Everyone's gonna talk about the more major ones like Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, who, by the way, Sean Astin is Oscar worthy, but Sean Astin should have gotten an Oscar nomination. But at least this movie did win 11 awards or something. But still, at least give Sean Astin an Oscar nomination. And Viggo Mortensen, Ian McKellen, all those ones. But Miranda Otto deserves to be talked about, like, too. Deserves to be in that conversation. And you know what's good? When you know Miranda Otto is just perfect for Eowyn when she actually is going to be reprising her role in the War of the Rohirrim. Although, like, considering the time period that War of the Rohirrim takes place in, I wonder how that's going to unfold. We'll see, but maybe from what I heard, like, Eowyn is just a narrator. But yeah, anyways, where was I? Yeah, and yeah, Aragorn as well. Yeah, I think I should mention Aragorn because him leading the charge, where is truly why he's among the best Middle Earth characters. Oh, and the ending that has multiple things going on also inspired the Endgame's ending. And yeah, man, it's how can anyone not cry at the ending? It's probably one of the greatest endings ever put to film. Sorry for that shouting guy, but yeah. But anyways, okay, where was I? Yeah, the ending is absolutely emotional from the iconic you bow to no one moment to Frodo and Sam parting ways as Frodo departs on a new journey while Sam like lives with a family. Yeah, that is something. Yeah, Sam being the one being the one saying the closing narration of this whole trilogy, well deserved. So overall, The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King is not only the greatest Middle Earth movie, no competition, but it is the best movie of the 2000s decade, among the top 5 favorite movies of all time. Yeah, and yeah, obviously the best movie 2003. I mean, is there any doubt? Like, seriously, how can anybody like watch Return of the King but then put something else like Finding Nemo or Pirates of the Caribbean as their favorite movie 2003? Like, it's hard for me to believe that someone would watch Return of the King and then just say, nah, it's not the best movie 2003. That would go to Finding Nemo. But yeah, I think that, I believe that the people who would say otherwise for the best movie 2003 definitely has not seen this film. And guys, if you haven't seen Return of the King, guys, you need to watch this movie once in your life. At least, and let alone, watch this trilogy once in your life. You may not get into Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers, but I think Return of the King will make you a Lord of the Rings fan. So yeah, there hasn't been a mega blockbuster today that tries to match the grand scale of this film. Yeah, even if some of them, like Endgame, try to. Let's see if Avengers: Secret Wars can match the level of epicness of this film. Maybe even surpasses as like the biggest movie ever, but we'll see. Yeah. It won't. Now, I know Secret Wars won't be that to some, but to me, on a personal level, it's possible. So that said, guys, I'm going to give Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King Infinity Stars out of 5. One of the best movies ever. So for my review for Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, what is your thoughts of the film? Would this be one of your favorite movies of all time as well? Would this be your number 1 favorite movie of all time? Or do you think that this movie is slightly overrated? And who agrees with me, though, that this is the best movie of 2003? And would this be your favorite Middle Earth movie? Or do you still favor Fellowship of the Ring? Or maybe even Two Towers? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos to come. Now I am going to be taking a short break from doing my Middle Earth reviews. So I will do the Hobbit reviews on Monday to Wednesday, the trilogy, that next trilogy. But for now, I have other plans to do. But oh boy, like just when I was reviewing one of the greatest movies of all time, the next video is going to be a rant because I'm about to watch a movie that I already know is going to suck hard, and I'm gonna rip it to shreds after I see it. So yeah, bye guys. Anyways, if you're wondering what it is, you'll see what it is. So yeah, bye guys.